Just when America has reached a breaking point with division, visionary influencer Danni Benson's I'm Proud of You Sis bro movement taps into the pulse and heartbeat of a culture radically torn. But this loving mom's voice of reason and calm has received national recognition.
How'd you balance having your children and always traveling with the Yankee organization?
When I became a dad, I said that I would always love like a mother.
I feel like I have to try and certain things or act a different way because I know some people or some kids.
So join Danni Benson as she celebrates her special guests on her show and highlights their gifts and contributions to our world.
Hi, everyone. Hey. It is Danni Benson, host of I'm Proud of You Sis. How is everybody doing today? I hope everyone's having a great day. I have a great guest today. So I'm so happy that you guys are joining me. Well, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and we have to keep talking about Breast Cancer Awareness Month or awareness in general, because we have to teach ourselves to make sure we're checking each other, our breasts as often as possible as we can, to make sure that we don't feel anything that's foreign in there. And also because of COVID, when everything was like kind of shut down, a lot of us have to make sure we're getting checked again. We're going for our I think mammograms are every 2 years. So making sure that, we're getting all of the stuff that we didn't get to really do, like check our physical health, our mental health, our spiritual health, and also make sure that, our breasts are okay. And even for the young girls, you might think like, oh, breast cancer, it's for old people, or, nothing's going to happen to me. You still need to get checked as early as possible, because you just never know that you might have a lump, and you probably won't be aware of it until maybe you go to a gyno appointment, or maybe, you feel something that you want to ask your gynecologist for a question. But I have Linda Bonanno here. She is the warrior for breast cancer awareness and getting your breast checked, because it's so important, especially in the women's population. And not to say men don't get breast cancer too, but it's more prevalent in the women's population. But she's my guest because she has worked so hard to also get breast cancer checked in women who are in prison. I mean, we can't forget there are women in prison. For whatever reason they're in prison for, they still should get the medical care that they deserve. So she's like a champion warrior. It's called Ilano Legacy Act, after her mother, who had breast cancer. And Linda also is a survivor of breast cancer also. And I just wanted to bring her flowers and let her know I'm so proud of her. She also has Sienna law, because we have to advocate to our youth to also check their breast, because it's important, because the younger you start, the more it becomes a routine and part of what you do all the time. So we can't forget this important organ on our body, because it could be sometimes life or death. So I want to introduce, I call her Liddy. I love Liddy so much, but I want to introduce Liddy to my show. I'm Proud of You Sis, and give her flowers. Hi, Liddy. How are you?
What's up? How you doing?
Hey.
Oh boy. Am I in there? I'm in there.
Yes,
Hi.
you are in there.
How are
What
you
is
doing,
going
babe? It's
on?
good to see you. Is this the third year we're doing this, or the second?
It is the second year. I think this is the third year we're doing this.
I think so too, because I remember pre-pandemic, during pandemic, right?
Yes,
We've
but you know what it is?
Times.
I want to say, Liddy invited me to her amazing event at St. John's last week at the Americana Manhasset. Please go and support St. John's. They do wonderful things with Liddy and bringing breast cancer awareness to the women who come in there and shop, because it's so important to make sure that we are checking as much as we get. Liddy is the founder of course, Got Checked. I love that name because, you know, it's easy to remember.
That's
Hey,
right.
I got checked. That got checked means that I actually went and got checked.
Absolutely. And it has a question mark. So you have to answer yes or no, you know?
So Liddy, when's the last time you got checked?
Well, at this point, because I had bilateral mastectomy, I don't specifically get checked as far as screening. I don't get mammograms anymore, but I do get checked. You know, I have to see my oncologist, my radiation oncologist, my breast surgeon, you know, so I still have to get checked. Last time was about 6 months, you know, every 6 months. I have to go through all the motions, you know, as you know, last year was rough. I had sepsis, I had COVID and pneumonia, I had, you know, a whole new reconstruction because I lost my reconstruction due to sepsis. So I'm always at the doctor, you know.
Well, you know what? I'm always at the doctor too. I just, you know, because sometimes you look good physically, but internally there might be so much things going on. So that's why I tell people all the time, don't just judge of how you look outside to dictate how you look inside. You have to go for all your physicals, and like Lily said, you know, got checked. You got to go get checked. It's important.
Absolutely. And you have to listen to your body, you know, because your body and your mind and your soul are all interconnected, and they do send you signals, you know. Although sometimes you might look fantastic on the outside, deep inside, you know, there's always a little sign if something doesn't work, you know. It's like a car. It could be a beautiful Ferrari, but, you know, maybe the transmission is shaky. And so we have to listen. We have to listen to our body. The reason why we don't listen to our body, the most common reason, especially in today's society, is because there's a lot of background noise, a lot of content, and a lot of, you know, we are continuously attacked by everything and anything. And so to cope with that, we depersonalize. That's a coping skill. So when you depersonalize, you're basically living your life from here. You know, this is you, but you are here. So you're looking at everything from an outside point of view. And that, unfortunately, many times cause people a lot of trouble. It might cost them their life because they can't hear what's going on inside if they're not within themselves. So before awareness, it's really key to teach you and to practice awareness of self. You know, because awareness is a random word. You know, we're all aware. You know, we've been raising awareness about so many issues. We're all aware what the issues are. Unless we practice action, we have no results, you know. So we're really more about action over awareness. Action. You know, have you gotten checked? Have you gotten your mammogram? You know, are you doing the right things? You know, screening, it's really part, you know, a small part of prevention. It starts midway. Before screening, there's a whole like lifestyle, you know, routine and choices that a lot of people are not familiar with that will allow you to come to screening, you know, in a better shape and possibly, you know, more aware of self. So.
And that's why I like the word action, because action means you're actually doing something about it. I want you to do something about it. I don't want you just to know about it, but I want you to actually physically do something about it.
Exactly. That's why, you know, there are a lot of, today, most of what we see outside, you know, when it comes to healthcare or education or in general, it's always, you know, in social justice, it's always putting Band-Aids on the aftermath. Everything is aftercare. After the fact, we wait until the fact happens, and then all of a sudden we're taking care of it. There's very little invested in prevention, and prevention could have incredible effects on every problem we have, really, because they're all interconnected, really. You know, prevention really is worth investing in. We don't invest in it as much.
That's why, like, you know what? October should really be called Breast Cancer Action Month.
You know, actually, I think Janine, the manager of St. John, which is, you know, a store that a boutique that we partnered, as you mentioned, at the Americana, she actually called it that. She's the first one that called it that.
Yeah. But you know what? That's like I think that's what we should do. Like, you know, I think we're a lot of us is past the point of, like you said in your speech last week about awareness. We're past that point. We know breast cancer, exists. We know that, we have women that get the breast cancer. So it's not about just being aware of that there's breast cancer. We know there's aware. Now it's time for you to actually take action, like you always say, and make sure that you don't become a statistic. Make sure you don't find out too late, because the earlier you find out about breast cancer or any cancer you have, the more of the survival rate that you have.
Absolutely.
And people need to understand that. And
prevention is the cure. At the moment, prevention is the cure. Early detection does save life. Early detection saved my life. A mammogram saved my life. The problem is that for the 5-10 women that are responsible and go, there are thousands and thousands that don't. Those are the women we're speaking to. What's the problem most of the time? It's fear-based. Everything is fear-based. And fear comes from what? Not being educated about it. When you don't know your facts, you're fearful. You don't know, right? So that's why it's important for us to create a routine for a woman to fall on. Women don't have a solid, and men too, because we speak to men too, a solid breast and chest health routine, so that a woman knows the A, B, C, D, we walk you through it, Not that you have to be woken up, overnight. Oh my God, breast cancer, metastases. Oh my God, I'm going to die. And you have no idea, about anything. Now, a woman doesn't need to know all the, scientific facts about triple negative breast cancer, triple positive, and all that, unless you're trying to be a doctor, that's irrelevant. What she does need to know, it's, this basic routine. The basic routine starts with sharing family history. How many people don't? So simple. Red flag right there. Boom. First grade relative with breast cancer warrants you to be more, focused on your breast health, or getting genetically tested. So these are all the things that, very simple. It's nothing, it's not nothing. It's not brain surgery. Something very simple for women to, like anything else,
No,
And
I know it's simple, and it amazes me how so many women don't do it. And I know
that's
you're right. It is because of the fear. It is because of the fear, but I'd rather know something as early as possible so I can conquer it than find out and then you're at the late stages.
Which we hear all the time. We literally hear this all the time. We literally have women that will, God bless, do the walks, do the t-shirts and the bracelets, walk around the block, participate in breast cancer, awareness events, God bless, that, are now becoming a party. It's not a party. I have people telling me, what are you doing for breast cancer awareness? Like it's like I don't know, Valentine's Day. It's not a party, It's first of all, it's a year-round campaign. It's not something that you just focus on a month. And secondly, it's your life that is at stake. It's not just an event. So women will go to events and wear the bracelet and the t-shirt, do the walks and the things and the tutus and the pink October, the benefits, of course, large corporations, and then call us, 6 months later, with metastatic breast cancer.
Wow.
They'll do the walks with their daughters and their granddaughters.
But they won't get checked.
And not teach their daughters or granddaughters how to perform a self-breast exam. How useful is that in the long run?
Yeah, and that's where Sienna Law comes in, because Sienna Law wants to actually prevent the breast cancer at the earliest possible of the of a woman's age, like in school, like in high school.
It's meant to create this routine, right, and establish this routine early on in a setting where it should be, because school should be, American schools, listen, we pay taxes. American schools should be able to provide, since our children spend most of the day, they spend a few hours with us there at school all day. So, because of that, American institutions like healthcare and education are human, should provide the basic human rights. So school should provide, the opportunity for young women to grow with a routine, with an established breast health and chest health routine. Because again, I repeat, we speak to men too. You know what I mean? It's that simple. And it has to start early, because we always say gradual. The concept of gradual is key. The word gradual is the most important thing here, and age appropriate. You are not going to speak to an elementary child, about cancer and breast cancer, but you will start with the basics. When you start with the basics and you build up and you develop the building blocks of a subject, now a person is familiar, has absorbed it, and has started, like I said, from here and built up to complete knowledge. That's when the fear is decreased and you make good choices, like with anything else.
Yeah, because
we conquer AIDS. AIDS, there was a mandate put into schools. People were educated with it. Yeah, sure, the statistics go up and down, but at the end of the day, it's not what it used to be. People do know, people are aware, people take care, people do pay attention more. And it was put into schools long ago. And so it should be with breast cancer. But unfortunately, with breast cancer, Danny, it's seen still as, pink ribbon, a woman's illness. It's not given this important light that it should be, because a little bit because it's attached to. So for all these reasons,
But what's amazing about just having the breast cancer prevention is it's probably the only part of your body that you could probably, if you start early, save your life. Because usually with other cancers, you can't really check for it.
Facts, like for example, not only that, but the fact of this routine would help you, because we do a lot of panels with the SAS Arena Foundation, and they do panels that are about breast and ovarian cancer. That when you carry the BRCA gene, you're susceptible for both. Many times they go hand in hand, unfortunately. Now, ovarian cancer, it's a silent killer. It's very hard to detect, to find. Yes, breast cancer, it really is. It's right there. I always say, I said, I think at the other speech, because it's very effective. I always say, if you wake up tomorrow with a bump, right, like I had over here on your forehead, right, you're running to every. Because it's right there. It's visible. But over here, we tend to, I don't know. It's like, I don't know.
No, you know what it is. You are right. It is taboo. It's like you're touching yourself. So it's like,
it's weird because it's a sexualized part of our body. It's seen in a certain way, And so women, there is such a thing, which is astonishing to me. There's something called neglected breast cancer, which I'm pretty sure that's what my mother had. Neglected breast cancer is basically your mind and your soul and your spirit denying what your body is
telling you.
It's called neglected. Please Google it. Neglected breast cancer. And it's very common. Yes. And it's very common. There is such a thing.
or it's neglected, or your instincts is telling you.
Yes.
That something is not right.
They call it neglected, meaning women, they wait, they kind of they almost hold on for, to this, you know what I mean? To this, this
like it's like they're in denial. Like it's like they know it, but they just like, you know what it is? Because most women put everybody else first and put themselves last. So the last thing they want to know is if they feel like something is wrong, is actually find out that something is wrong, because they feel like the world is
the whole card of what's it called? The whole house of cards is going to fall apart. Because everybody relies on you.
But guess what? If you're not here, it falls apart anyway.
Thank you.
Because you're not here.
Absolutely.
So people need to understand that. Like, I don't.
And not only that, imagine the guilt. Because I was that girl. Imagine the guilt. I didn't go get checked when I should have. Imagine the guilt you have to live with, knowing that you could have gone earlier. You could have done something about it and you didn't. Understand the importance of action? Know what I mean? Imagine
And
having to
and now
explain
you're
to your
scrambling.
children, I could have avoided this, but here I am dealing with this. Now that's even more detrimental to a woman's health. You know what I mean? Women shouldn't be
No.
going through any of this. They should be prepared. They should be educated. There should be a system, even within healthcare, that it's consistent and that it's not dispersive and hard to navigate. You know how many women don't go get checked because it's so hard to navigate? People give up. They don't have time to go through all this. You know what I mean? It should be boom, boom, boom. Got checked.
I you know what, and you also too, like the insurance company don't make it easy either. Because I know I have like my OBGYN tells me there's young girls coming in here in their 20s that's getting breast cancer, and she's like, she pushes for them to get mammograms, and the insurance company gives them a pushback. Like me, like if she feels something and she's just like, okay, I don't know what it is yet, but let's try to see if we can get a mammogram. Insurance company goes back, well, they're 25. We don't want to pay for that.
That brings us to Shannon's law. Thank you for saying that. You see, we're saying it all here. So, Shannon's law, that was named after Shannon Saturno, that passed away at 31, diagnosed at 28 while pregnant. Now, that's a trend that it's very, very prevalent right now. Women are getting breast cancer young while pregnant. And
my sister, that happened to my sister. She died too.
I know. Rest in peace. God bless. I know how much that hurts you, because I know you always, and I've seen you many times, post about her. And you know that unfortunately when you're pregnant, first of all, there's a million things going on within you. But, the last thing you're thinking about is breast cancer, and whatever changes and feelings and different things going on within you, you don't really do, you don't make the association. You think it's just right. So it's exactly. So it's very easy to overlook it. And unfortunately, when you find out, it's too late. And that's what happened to Shannon. She passed away. She had triple negative breast cancer, which is what I had. And I survived. And she passed away, had to go through chemo while pregnant, passed away at 31. Now, Shannon's law that we passed in her honor, lower mammogram age, it's effective, was passed in 2019. Many people out there don't know, but it's because of us that you can now get a mammogram at 35. We worked for years. We worked very hard for this bill. But
I mean, yes, because it used to be 40. It used to be 40.
And they wanted to push it to 45. Now, you know what that means? Most women are 5 years late. They're going to go at 50. That doesn't work.
It doesn't even make sense.
It doesn't make sense because the statistics clearly state that, age diagnosis is lower and lower. The youngest we dealt with was 16 in Copiague, 16 years old, had to have a bilateral mastectomy, 16 years old. Now, when we went to to Albany to fight for Shannon's law, if I show you the memo that we, compiled, nothing but 31, 35, 33, 34, 28, 26. I was diagnosed at 41. Today, it's not that young anymore. That's not considered young. When I was diagnosed, was considered young in 2011. I was told by my breast surgeon, it said, oh my God, you're so young. This is not fair. Back then. Today is not young. 41 is not young at all. Sorry, I got my little kitty in here.
No,
there he
he's
is.
agreeing. Your little kitty is agreeing with you. Hey!
So he's got dirty eyes.
No, your little kitty is agreeing with you.
He's a superstar. That's my baby.
Oh my God, he's so adorable. He's so adorable. But
thank you, baby,
I guess your little, what's his name?
His name is Prince.
I guess Prince is proud of you.
Prince is proud of me. Prince. Let me tell you something about cats. A lot of people underestimate them, but Prince was there for me, man, through cancer, through everything. Through it all. This cat knows me like he knows when I need love. When I need attention, and he's a good pet, man. We lost our 2 dogs. We only got the cat left. So
I just wanted to say, Liddy, I'm so proud of you. And I wanted to ask you, I have this day called Self-Love Day. It's in New York now, so I'm trying to get it to be a national holiday on February 13th, and I wanted to know what self-love means to you.
Self-love. Oh boy, self-love. I'll make it short, and I'll include the last thing that I wanted to say. We have a bill that's called the Honora Legacy Act, passed in assemblies going on. It's named after my mother, and it would provide biannual screening and breast health education to incarcerated women. Why did I mention this? It's because it's named after my mother, and my mother, was the reason that I found my purpose. And my mother was very much a martyr. She was somebody who would always put everybody else first and herself last. But I mean everybody, anybody and everybody. And to make herself proud, I've done that a lot, which is, it's a beautiful thing to give and to take care of. But unfortunately, it comes a moment where, like we always say, right, you can't pour from an empty cup, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So self-care is really learning to make peace with the fact that you must sometimes put yourself first, because otherwise you're not functional. And if you're not functional, then it ends there. So, it's that simple. Self-care is, putting yourself first, your health first, getting checked, cutting toxicity around you. There's a lot of toxic relationships are a huge have a huge connection with cancer in general. Your immune system, does not work properly.
Well, with toxicity
around you, when you and usually toxic happens when we allow it in. We allow it. There's nobody can do anything unless you allow them. And unfortunately, sometimes we find ourselves literally a slave of this. We cannot get out of being involved in toxic situations for a million reasons. Some people for low self-esteem, some people for this martyrdom they want to live, or whatever the reason is. And we have to find that awareness of self, as I said, because a lot of times things we do when we're depersonalized, when we're not within ourselves. We have to stop it, and reconnect with ourselves, find our value again, and everything with balance. Because when there is no balance, it collapses eventually. So self-care is self-care, care of self, and then after that, everything else will fall.
So your mom also had breast cancer?
My mother died of breast cancer in 1999.
Wow.
She was
so
here.
Sorry to hear that.
It's okay. You understand. It was a big loss, nothing like mom. I had a great mom. I love my mother. My mother was everything and anything. I will give anything on earth just to have her for 3 seconds. The most beautiful thing about my mother was that she was kind. She was kind. You remind me a lot of her.
Oh, you remind me a lot of your mother. Like, I think your mom lives within you.
I'm a copy. I'm a cheap copy of her. I'm working on it. It's not easy to. I can't. It's hard to live up to. To my mother was really had a good heart and a good
Look
balance.
at your mom. Look at your mom right now. Your mom. Look.
She's calm. Look at him. He wants to be. You see him? You guys see him? He wants to be all right. You got something to say? Say, got checked.
You're talking about your mom right now, and he's agreeing.
You see? It's a sign.
It is a sign. Your mom, I just want to let you know, your mom loves you so much. Your mom is probably there right now. Her spirit is there right now.
She is.
And she's holding you, and she's telling you, Liddy, I am so proud of the woman that you have become. I just want you to know that, Liddy, because you are your mother's legacy.
And Honora Legacy Act, that's what I'm trying to do. It's not easy, Danni, today it's hard. Look, since we met, you see the world it's very hard today to operate. There's a lot of hurt people out there. There's a lot of pain. There's a lot of, mental health issues. You know, people are broken and people are suffering everywhere and anywhere. We all took, you know, a big hit with this pandemic and everything that went on the last 2 years. You know, it's hard, right? It's hard
Yes, it is
hard
hard.
to navigate this new world and the new way, you know. And so,
I honestly think the new pandemic is mental health.
big time, you know. We worry so much about vaccines and this and that and how people are going to pass off COVID, but literally there are other reasons why people are dying that are interconnected to the mental health or lack thereof that comes from what we went through. And unfortunately, it's not being addressed. You know, you see it every day on the news, you see it everywhere you go. People are hurt, they're hurt. And they don't know how to, you know, it will take a while. It's post-traumatic stress disorder. It's the same that you go
Yes.
through after cancer, you know. So, you know, when you fight a big battle like we had worldwide.
Aww.
He agrees. Yes, and I love you too. But you gotta clean your eyes. You can't go over here on the screen like this. You gotta take a bath, do something.
You know what it is? Hurt people hurt people. And it's just, I'm not making excuses for people, but just like we talk about breast cancer and trying to fight for the insurance companies to, you know, to be on the side of prevention as opposed to being on the side of like after you're diagnosed with it, because the insurance companies could save so much money if they would just be on the board of preventing it. As
it's about flipping the script, because you know there's a lot of money in aftercare too, and they don't want to lose the, you know, there's money to be made into cancer.
Yeah, because a lot of people make money
off
if
of
you
it.
have cancer.
Yeah,
you know. That's so it's a political thing also, because I don't understand why would an insurance company want to support the prevention of just breast cancer, like, you know, just to start early, because how much more money you'll save versus when the person is diagnosed.
You know, somebody asked me sort of the same question, and it was, there we go, and it was related to Eleanor Legacy Act. Somebody, I think you were there actually.
Yes,
you
I
were
was
at the event, and I don't know if you remember, a gentleman asked me the question, why investing in incarcerated women, right? Why invest our taxpayer money in incarcerated women? And I said the same thing. I said, regardless, you're going to have to pay whether, you know, you prevent it or they get ill while incarcerated. You're going to have to pay regardless. You know, isn't it?
You were so right, because in America, if a woman in prison gets breast cancer, they don't just let them just die with it. Right? They have to take care of that person.
Well, you know, looking at, you know, this is a dear subject to me because, you know, human rights in general are a big subject. So of course I can stand hearing, you know, the situations and the way people are treated in many prisons. But yes and no. There are people right now that die in prison with lack of any type of care. So I don't know how that is, how the aftercare is in prison. But regardless, you know, healthcare and education are human rights. And this is the most developed country in the world. So to hear that a woman could be incarcerated 15 years and never get her biannual screening is wrong. You know, why?
And what is Eleonora?
Eleonora,
like
Eleanor Roosevelt.
Eleanora
Legacy.
Eleanor Legacy Act. What are you trying to do in the prison system? Like, so I know you're trying to bring are you trying to bring awareness in there? Are you trying to get
no? We're past awareness. Too. Remember, nothing we do is awareness.
It's action now.
It's always action. You know, with Shannon's Law was action. Everything is action driven. But Eleanor Legacy Act already passed in Assembly. It actually passed in Senate, but there is a little, unfortunately, we can't really speak about it, but there was a little issue that we had why the law is not yet effective. It will be in January. It will speed right through. The law, Illinois Legacy Act, will provide biannual screening and breast health education to all incarcerated women in New York State, which means they will be able to get their mammogram every 2 years, and they will get also some type of education into how to perform a self breast exam and how to know the signs and kind of, breast health education. So those are the things the Illinois Legacy Act will bring in New York State prisons. And it's just the opening because, with us never ends.
Yes, because I would love for you to have this national, like every prison.
The only thing that we got national right now, on August 26th, we were able to get a national gut check date. So it's now effective. This year was the first year that was actually on the calendar. So if you Google it, National Gut Check Day.
What is the date of National Gut Check Date?
August 26th. I decided to do it to honor my partner, Donna Chaffee, which is my partner in the charity and the campaign. That's her birthday, So I thought it was made sense. So August 22nd, yeah. And I have to tell you, this year alone, it took off in a way that that's why I'm excited for yours. It took off in a way that I didn't even predict. Because not only when you enter the hashtag, right? Because everything is on social media. If you enter the hashtag, when I entered the hashtag on just Instagram and Facebook, people were celebrating this day all over the country. And then it gets better all over the world. So we found a video of somebody celebrating National Gut Check Day in Germany. Another video of people celebrating National Gut Check Day in Turkey. In Paris. Like, it was, really overwhelming because, hey, that's what it's supposed to be. And people, commenting underneath, I went, I got checked, that's what's about, man. That's the action. We don't need the bracelets, the walks, and if nobody's taking action, we got nothing. We don't need all the rest. The rest is really, it's just, it can't be just partying and fundraising to fundraise to party. When we fundraise, we want to show you what we did, and what we did is change legislation, make sure that our laws, that there are events that truly make an impact. So that's what's about. And this is just the beginning. We plan to amend Shannon's law. It's not enough. Remember, there are many people that don't have insurance. There are many people that can't afford or are not capable of getting screening or a mammogram or an MRI, sonogram, so we still got a lot of work to do for women. And
but I'm so proud of you, Liddy, because you and your partner Donna have gotten so far in this, and I know that there's so much more to do, but I'm so proud of where you are right now, because you are helping so many women.
We try, we try. It's not, it's not easy to do anything today. It's lengthy.
I know.
Requires a lot of patience. Something Liddy doesn't have.
And there's a lot of politics and
a lot of politics.
Division right now.
Yes.
Everyone is not thinking about the human race, like I told you. Everyone is thinking about, I guess their ego sometimes. So we're not getting things done, because everyone's ego needs to get checked.
That's why I love you, Danny. I'll be honest with you. I meet a lot of people. I'm sure you know that. I collect people.
You do.
I'm a hoarder of people. I always say, I don't know how celebrities do it, because I'm nobody. And by the time I answer my emails, texts, forget it. I want to cry. Because I do collect, I've done extensive traveling because I'm nuts. I love to move. And so I know a lot of people. But there are very few people that, really have my attention and my respect. And you're one of them, because, I'm observant. I watch people, behavior, and I watch how they, handle others. And you're a good woman. I've been following you now.
You're such a great example. So
I'm a whole mess.
I want to one day be like you, because you know what? You have 2 beautiful sons. I have 2 beautiful daughters. I just want a better world for our children. And in order for it to be a better world, we have to be kind to each other. So I try to do my part in the kindness. You try to do your part in the
You
kindness.
always supported us. I don't forget.
Yes.
You always supported us. You always, you're a class act. You always show, I'm telling you, you show up. You always have a smile on your face. You're focused and driven on your, you got it, baby. You're a good woman. I
just want to say thank you for coming on. I'm proud of you, sis. You're an amazing. I can't wait for.
And you give everybody the flowers.
Yes, your flowers.
I'm giving
Lydia her flowers because she deserves it. I can't wait for your success with breast cancer action.
That's right.
Because we're at the point where it's action.
Well, you help me all the time. See, we're doing it together.
For 2023. Also, Lydia has she's an author and also an author. So just go pick up her book.
Do all kinds of crazy
I got
stuff.
checked and I feel good. Also, she has a children's book called Liddy. And also she has another book called The Code. What is it called again? It's called
The Code Your Future. Yeah, listen to Liddy, The Code Your Future. And I got checked. I feel good. You can find it on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, anywhere and everywhere. And they're the first books on prevention. It's a trio for different age groups. So.
Well, thank you for coming on. I'm proud of you, sis. Thank you, everybody, for watching.
I'm proud of you too, sis.
See you. See you next week.
Too.
Thank you. Oh, look at my dog. Look at my dog. My dog is like, say hi.
Where is it? I see her. We're doing pet. Oh, we're doing pet. All right, we're doing pets. We're proud of you guys. I love how this turned out.
Bye. Thank you, Liddy. Thank you
so
much.
I love you, baby.
Love you.
I'm excited for your day. Let's get it.
Yes. Thank you.
Love you, baby.
Love you too.